Alright guys, so this is another Patreon request, and this one comes from Lamonta Benson, who asked me to do a kind of Spider-Verse story, but with Sailor Moon characters. And specifically, one Sailor Moon character in particular. That character is none other than Chibi-Usa. So yeah, we have a Chibi-Usa-centric story for this video. So yeah, so buckle up. We're going into the Chibi-Verse. So this story basically starts out with Chibi-Usa having like bad dreams, like constantly, of seeing like versions of herself. Like she wakes up just as someone's about to, she sees a version of herself getting killed by some unknown masked woman. And the woman, every time she wakes up, she's like, she could just feel like she just got killed. And, of course, dreams in Sailor Moon usually mean something bad about to happen. So immediately Chibi-Usa goes right to Sailor Moon, you know, to her mom, and goes, "Hey, so, there's something really screwed up. Like, I'm just feeling like I'm like, every dream I've been having lately, I'm dying horribly. So, what's going on? So we kind of need to be prepared for that." No sooner does that happen that there's a disturbance in downtown Tokyo. So the Sailor Guardians go out to investigate this unknown energy flux. And essentially what happens is that they discover that someone has shown up. Someone has basically broken through into their universe. That person is another Chibi-Usa. More specifically, it's Rini Tsukino from the 90s dub. Yeah, it's Rini. Like, yeah, it's basically Rini from the. Remember when they changed her name in the 90s dub of Sailor Moon from Deke / it wasn't Funimation, I don't think, but yeah, the original dub changed her name to Rini, so it's that version. And Rini is already like, we gotta run, right? Like, she's running from someone. That masked woman from Chibi's dreams has shown up and is using, like, a kind of gun that is powered by the Sailor Guardians' powers. So she immediately just beats down the other Sailor Guardians, and she shows, like, she's that powerful. She's just blowing them. She's not killing them, but she is, like, taking them down, and she's like, this is for the best, you know, Chibi-Usa has to die. Like, the Chibi of your universe has to die. I've been killing so many of them because they'll only bring death and ruin. They're only going to bring death and destruction. This has to be done. I take no pleasure in this, and I don't want to hurt you. I've hurt enough of you in other universes. So, yeah, although it is interesting that the masked woman does pause, like when Mamoru shows up, and she's like, "This hurts me every time," and just takes him down anyway. So Rini gets Chibi-Usa away while the Sailor Guardians are being dealt with, are trying to fight the unknown woman. So Rini basically gives her the 411 of gives Chibi the 411 of what's going on, and she's like, "Okay, so this person calls herself the Redeemer, and the Redeemer is basically the only thing she's redeeming is she thinks she's redeeming the multiverse by killing all of us. Like, she thinks every version of us is evil. Like, she thinks every version that is born is just pure evil. So we gotta stop that. Like, we have to find a way to stop her, and also, you know, find the others, because that's kind of important." So, essentially what they do is try to find others. Like, they basically they find others. Rini and Chibi find others, like Kurosagi from another Sailor Moon. We also have Sailor Diamond, who is basically a version of the daughter of, instead of Mamoru, it's a Sailor Moon who married Diamond. It's a version of Usagi who married Diamond, and a runaway Sailor Moon as well. A runaway one who basically, like, rather than become Dark Lady, she more or less, this version of Usagi, I mean, not Usagi, Chibi, ran off and became, like, just ran off and became, like, an explorer of the Starways. Kind of like a Doctor Who. she didn't want to be queen. Eventually, they get all the others together, and they're like, maybe our combined powers, we can overcome who and find out who the Redeemer is. So they get back, they face the Redeemer, and the Redeemer is like, oh, this is awesome, thanks. I was getting tired of hunting all of you. But again, they combined powers managed to destroy the weapon, and she's like, fine, the gun was basically to make it quick, but I guess we'll have to do this the hard way. And at first, Chibi thinks that this is like an evil version of herself, like maybe this is a version of herself, and then it's revealed, no, this is a version of her own mother, Usagi. And this version of Usagi basically pulled a Samara's mom and murdered her daughter after she became the Dark Lady. Like, more or less killed her rather than try to save her, and her mind kind of broke, killing her daughter. So she's more or less been using the power of the moon crystal to travel the multiverse and kill the others, because now she believes that every version of her daughter is evil, because her mind's just so shattered. So by the end of it, the other ones, because they're already like, even being together is a problem. Like like they're kind of damaging the multiverse as it is. So the team have to more or less unite and use their powers together to finally bring down the insane Usagi. But it's actually Chibi who more or less gets to her, like, you're doing this because you're lashing out. You're angry and you want to redeem yourself. So, but unfortunately, this version of Usagi is already like gone mentally. So, one last time, Usagi manages to save her family. They defeat Chibi defeats the evil Usagi, saves her mom, and the others are returned home. So yeah, there you go. There's your story. I want to thank Lamonta Benson for sending me this story. You guys tell me in the comments below. What did you guys think of this little, this quick little, Chibi-Verse story? I thought it was kind of fun. It was something to put together real fast because I had walked like 3 miles and I'm very tired. So I'm actually happy I managed to put this story together real quick. But yeah, so I want to thank Lamonta Benson for sending me this story. Hope you all enjoyed this. Yeah. As always, if you haven't already, hit the link. If you want a Patreon request done, just hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon, where if you hit the 4th tier, that's where you can send me requests for videos to do here on Patreon. And also check out exclusive content over on my channel, like on my Patreon channel, like the movie reviews and whatnot. But other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.